Well, yes, my name is Steve, and I founded a couple of organizations. The first organization is EMEEN, and it's a bit of a mouthful of an organization. It's Ethnic Minority Employment and Entrepreneurship Network, and it's a type of a network where people from minority background can come and seek help for economic activity, whether it's education, whether it's careers, whether it's employment or entrepreneurship or extended business support. So I did not think that it's going to grow so big, but it was started off to say that there is an organization that can so help you with your economic activity, and now we have become almost like a center for ethnic minority economic activity in Northern Ireland, and we're doing some. I believe we are doing some good work, and of course, we are doing good work because we collaborate with a lot of organizations, and those people are very, very important.
Yeah. Yes, you're doing a lot of stuff. Because I remember a couple of months back, you came up on my LinkedIn feed saying Steve. Okay, I was like founder of EMEEN. Then I was curious. Okay, what's Steve doing? So I went to the LinkedIn and found out. Okay, was interested with a lot of stuff. Then I remember I reaching out to you,
Yes.
saying, "Hi Steve, I'm Sanil. This is what I'm building. Exciting to see what you're doing with EMEEN. Looking to connect." Then we started conversation through LinkedIn. We got a coffee. Then
Yes.
we talked about then I was so excited and do appreciate all this effort you're putting there. So from your experience, so then on the conversation we had, you mentioned you're also from India. You came here. So talk me through it. How was the experience? I know it's been a very long time now. So how was that experience coming to a new country where English isn't even your first language?
Yeah.
Then now you're trying to support the community
Yes.
and contributing to the wider ecosystem. I'm sure that journey is exciting. So
Yeah, it was both exciting and challenging
of course,
also.
yeah.
Look, I come from a sports background, and the natural way of sportsmen think is they're always looking to find answers. They're always a bit more resilient because they're experiencing wins and losses and everything. So I would actually consider my journey in Northern Ireland as I've had a lot of wins and a lot of losses, and I've had certain great experiences and certain not so great experiences. Um, but again, when you come to a different country, uh, 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 someone has to say you will actually find challenges. It's not going to be like your home country, and not all the systems will be geared up for you. It's geared up based on the country you come into. So uh, it was one thing I can say is it's quite fulfilling. When I came over here, and I came here to as a professional cricketer for the first 4 or 5 years, and then I came to study here. So for the first 4 or 5 years I came here, I fell in love with this country. I was going, how can this country function with uh, all the divide that it has experienced over so many years, and how people have put things aside and they're trying to focus on the future. So I was very interested to about the country, about the people. I don't know why sort of got attracted, because I came and met here a group of people in Arma, and then it all went from there. They really introduced me to the country, in a way where I said I'm more curious. So I came to study here. I came to study Northern Ireland Civil War, peace and reconciliation, but also I had a banking background. So I had a corporate background with an interest within the community, which was like, yeah.
Something you mentioned there caught my attention because people make a difference. Wherever you go, if you're surrounded with people who actually give you a chance to grow,
Yes.
so that actually changes it. And you mentioned a lot of stuff. You've been a cricketer, Then you said you have some corporate experience. Then you studies. So from all this, what actually made you to become a founder? Obviously you have a couple of organizations,
Yeah.
and now you're currently working with EMEEN. So when is that moment you decided, okay, I can do this, I need to do this? Is that where you identified a kind of a problem, or did you feel like, why this is like this, why can't it be better? So what was that moment you decided?
Uh, See, I found it very interesting that even after coming in here and studying Northern Ireland as my specialization and working in a retail bank kind of space, and you work in a retail bank, you work with a lot of businesses, you know. So in our in our own retail branch, there was 12,000 businesses in one branch. That's the
Okay.
type of a branch I was introduced to, so it was a very high octane, high energy, very busy type of retail bank. And in India, during those days, there was no bank transfer. It was all cash. You go, you bring the big cash in the suitcase, and you come. So it was very busy. There's so that actually gave me an introduction to the business side. Okay, and when I came here, the first thing you come to know is um, the systems are different here, and you have to learn the systems. The systems are not going to change. It
Yeah.
can accommodate you, but it will not change for you, because it's same like in India. Indian systems will not change for anybody who's coming from outside. They have to. It can accommodate,
Yeah.
but it can't change. So the challenge early on was that I was like, how much should I change, and how much should I actually keep myself as I am in terms of my system thinking.
Yeah.
So that that sort of conversation with myself, and even I had problems in terms of how to give an interview,
Okay.
how to speak about myself, how to uh, uh, what not to say.
Yeah.
So all these things were actually a sort of an internal conversation. When I started studying Northern Ireland, I started to understand, oh, there are some things, people who look the same, but they're from two different parts of Northern Ireland's communities, and
Yeah.
they don't even say certain things to each other.
Yeah.
And I started seeing all those kind of things, and I started understanding, navigating Northern Ireland is far more complex as a migrant than navigating in England, Scotland, or even south of Ireland, or even Wales. It was a pretty complex place.
Yeah.
So that gave me a thought about 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe we need to open something that will give people an understanding how to navigate Northern Ireland, and how to, as a migrants, as ethnic minorities. And there was no such organizations that could actually engage and inject some kind of knowledge into people, especially when it comes to economic activity, you
Okay.
know because there was a lot of cultural organizations which was doing a lot of good work, and there was religious organization, they were doing their work, but ultimately everybody has to work, put food on the table,
Yep.
look after themselves, and look after their family. So the bottom line is everybody has to work,
Yeah.
whether it's business or employment. So there was not many organizations over there. And the more I was also involved in certain community organizations, and the communities were and people within the community were getting frustrated, and the frustration was coming out in a way where eh, everything was wrong with the country, and we would not actually think about how we have to also consider that it is not going to be like home conditions.
Yeah.
So that's why I opened this organization, to give people an understanding that yes, there is challenges, but if you can get certain understanding about this country, maybe your economic activity will be, a bit more robust, and you might actually crack some interviews, you might actually open a business and thrive, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we are working, like I've ended up working with nearly about 750 to 800 businesses. So, and entrepreneurs, so it's been an absolute blessing.
Yeah. So you mentioned there the amount of business you work with, and now we can come into what we're building with Prizebnk
Hmm.
and why Prizebnk exists. So as you mentioned there, coming to a new country as an immigrant is a whole different challenge. Obviously, you have to adapt to the
Yeah.
new environment. Then you're also trying to build life here. It could be a student or working in a job or starting something startup.
Yeah.
So when I was on my workplace, then when I had some personal circumstances, I wasn't prepared for it financially. So
Mm.
that's when you realize you need to have a safety net,
Yes.
because life is always unpredictable,
Yes.
and we only think about what's in today. People do realize, okay, we
Yeah.
need to save up, but what I realized is there's nothing exciting there
Hmm.
to make actually people save, especially for people living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
That's evident from the UK employee financial survey we had.
Yes.
So from the survey, 70% of people don't even have an emergency fund.
Wow.
So if you lose your job today, you don't know, what's coming after.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And 50% of the people never been offered a savings tool or any financial well-being tool by their employer. So
Mm.
that's a huge realization. Okay, that's a gap. This need to be fixed. So it became no longer my personal problem. It became a wider issue
Yes.
that needs to be fixed. That's why 10 months ago I decided to start Prizebnk,
Hmm.
where gamify savings. So debt isn't fun, and why shouldn't it be savings? So that's why gamifying savings through the employer for their employees.
Hmm.
That idea came in, and we've been doing a lot of stuff now to validate the problem. Speaking to the businesses, speaking to the employees, and
Hmm.
understand. So, in your view, what's the current financial resilience in the UK and Ireland market, or what's happening in the savings or the debt in terms of the wider UK and Ireland market? As
Hmm.
someone who work with lots of businesses and
Employees.
employees, so
Hmm.
what do you think? What's the current situation here?
The current situation is deteriorating. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
If you look at 10 years ago, the prices of foods, and as well as the fuel and just generally cost of living, has been shockingly
Yeah.
gone up. And I remember going and filling fuel for £1, 1 pound something, £1 2 cents or something. Like now, it's £2. Like almost in some places, we were actually in County Down for a holiday, and and
Yeah.
and we was like going, that, like, how can people afford that?
Yeah, last
You know,
weekend I was in Enniskillen, and
right?
one of the garage we went, the diesel price is like nearly £2.
Yeah.
So
Yes. And every time you fill the fuel, you're going, like, if you're in the saving mentality, you're actually going, how many miles does it give? How many miles does the car give you? How many? So I used to like say we fill 10 quid for 10 quid or 20 quid. When I came here, 10 quid was a lot. So 10 quid. And then you go, 10 quid would give you almost like 150 miles or something like that. Now 10 quid is it's not going to give
no.
you that kind of miles. So yeah, people's uh, purse is getting squeezed now,
Yeah.
you know and people are realizing I can't spend as much as I thought I could spend, especially now with the recent war that is happening, with the geopolitical situation, and also the economic activity within the with the European sort of Western European sort of space has been rethought. Before it used to be a production based. Now it's almost a buying based or innovation based. So what is happening is there is a lot of money that is going out of Europe, then coming into Europe. So then what people are feeling is they're saying we need to start looking at our finances, and I can sense it, even with regard to employee salaries, how the businesses are thinking about it, okay, and how the employees are thinking about their salaries also, and how people are actually saying this salary is not enough because it does not even match the living wage properly, so at this stage, people are, as I mentioned to you early in the podcast, before the podcast started, people are coming back to the full circle, saying
Yeah.
the classic idea of savings has become one of the predominant kind of emotions at the moment within the public, within the workforce. So that classic idea of saving, there is a conversation out there, or savings is not going to actually give you a lot of interest. So put it into this and put it into that. But what I personally think is you have to put it in a different buckets, and saving is one of the biggest buckets, which I think it can come for a rainy day. So because if you put it in shares, you won't get that money immediately.
No.
Especially depend. So now the need for immediate money is also becoming a big part of people's thinking.
Yeah.
It's not anymore like you have to. Now I have an asset based money, or I have shares based money, or I have but to be honest, from a European point of view, uh, there are people who save, and as you said, people who live from, how would I say, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
But now things are changing, especially people who run the house, they're actually going, no, it's no longer, we have the luxury. So I do think Prizebnk does offer that, coming back to those classic thinking, of saving, and that saving, when it's gamified, it becomes fun, because people tend to say, okay, you never know, I could win something out of this, and that could motivate people for saving within the workforce. But also from the business point of view, as you said, the business owners can be adding value to their employees, because ultimately employees, whether you say to me they look after me, and there's a lot of surveys you can talk about, the psychological safety survey, or people feeling that they belong, and that's why they stay. No, now it's all coming down to how much can I get paid, and how much can I save.
Exactly, because as a manager, I manage teams who work on an hourly basis and get paid, and their expectation about the pay, they need more pay. But again,
That's a usual.
yeah, so that's on one side.
How do you
Then
handle
as
that?
a manager, you have to deal with the stakeholders of the business,
Yeah.
where the reality comes in. With the rising cost, running a business is really hard. Then you can't just give more money. So that's where being an employee benefit, we change it, because rather than making the team looking for more pay, we giving them tools which they can build their personal finances.
Yeah.
Then for the employers, it's not realistically possible to give more money every month or every year. But if you give them an effective tool, that's where the engagement part comes in. Because many businesses or the companies, they have employee benefit, but how many of them is being used? Only 8% of the employees actually using the existing benefits. So that's where we come in.
8%.
Yeah. So many corporates,
Is
they
that
have.
is that the well-being kind
Yeah.
of products out there?
Yeah. So at the minute, 8% is the market average.
So the
of
moment you bring savings as one of the well-being,
Yeah,
I think
so
the people are going to buy it.
Yeah, we are trying to push it to 40%, so that we need a tool which actually people using.
Yes.
So for the businesses, they'll have more a cost-effective tool,
Yeah.
which the employees actually use, and for the employees, they have a tool that actually help them to build their personal finances.
Yeah.
And what's happening now? The business is telling the employees to watch this video on budgeting. Watch this video how to start saving. That doesn't gonna move the needle.
Yes, that's not a bottom line, Sanil.
Yeah.
As we talked early on when we met, the bottom line is this: people want to have the financial security in their bank.
Yeah.
Okay, in their bank, and I'm talking about the working class and the middle class, lower middle class ones, because not everybody has got the privilege of putting your money into shares and hoping I have enough buffer. If on a rainy day I still have money, I still have all this, but there are a lot of people. I think 70% of Northern Islands. I can talk about Northern Islands population. Will be especially the workforce, will be saying if my employers actually give me a welfare kind of well-being support that can help me to save.
Yes.
You know what? It's a no-brainer, I think,
Yeah.
because the employer is going this. You don't have to watch a video.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a tool. If you start saving, and you will you may actually win money on top of that.
Yes.
by Prizebnk.
Yeah,
So
that's why we're making it different, because we're not just saying watch this video. We're like, if you watch that video, then if you're saving after, you get more chance to win. So that means you are educating yourself, but you get a chance to win £100 or more. So that's why you're trying to bring this all together, because
Sanil,
everyone loves to win.
yes, exactly. Sanil, that's what excited me when you actually said, we're gamifying this. Because people, like, see, well-being products, people say, okay, you get a massage and you can go to this place, you can go to that place. And then, yes, that is good from a well-being point of view when it comes to holistic well-being. But let me put it this way. Who is paying for that well-being product? It is your employer. Okay. So what will your employee ask you at the end of the year, or when it comes to appraisals? They want more,
Yeah.
So if there was a well-being product that focuses on the bottom line,
Yeah.
means you were actually 3,000 pounds. Let's say you were 3,000 pounds at the start of the year, and through Prizebnk, you actually increased your savings to 10 grand. And also you won a couple of prizes along the way.
Yeah.
The employers will be saying, you know what, I am actually tapping into a very, very important well-being over here with this type of environment when it comes to economic. So economic well-being, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I think you have you have a product to really push and make people understand that.
Yeah.
Because bottom line, you know what? When I work and go and everything, and I sit with my wife and we talk, how is the house going? You know what we're talking? Finances.
Yeah.
We're saying, how does the next 3 months look like? How does the next 3 months look like? How does the next 4 months look like? And we are not a big budget organization ourselves. We are a non-funded organization. That makes it even more exciting, but also challenging at the same time. So it's everybody's conversation inside the four walls, and what you're doing is you're making those voices heard in front of employers.
Yes.
And what your product does, according to me, is it actually adds value to the employers.
Yes.
The employers will not say, oh, hold on a minute here, I need to send them here, I need to send them here to keep. You're actually saying, my employer helped me to save so much money
Yes.
through Prizebnk.
Exactly, because the business spending at the minute, the average is 15 to 20K per year on staff turnover. Because if an employee leave, then they have to get a new one, get them trained.
Yeah.
So the average is they're already spending 20 or 30K sometimes, but they don't realize, how much they're spending. But if you actually put, a small in a share of that into a tool like this, you can actually help the people. Then again, as you mentioned there, if the employee actually feel like they're getting a real value from this employer, the chance of leaving that employer will be very less.
Yes, yeah, totally.
Oh.
If I am like I have a few people who work for me, and if they are, financially more stable, I am 100% sure that they're. Of course, we have to be a good employer in terms of taking care of
Yeah,
them,
it is.
being personable to them, and also meaning business. They have to punch their way to,
Yeah,
do their work also. So but at the same time, if we can be a part of their journey, employees' journey, to make them more financially stable for their family, for their children, that message is far more stronger than any other thing,
it is.
because of the present climate,
Yeah,
and your product, again, as I mentioned, is perfectly placed at the right time,
yeah.
to speak a lot of common sense into the system. I can
Yes.
say.
But obviously, what we can also do is obviously financial advice is a big thing, and obviously there are many employers actually doing this. Putting some effort on that, bringing financial advisors to their employees. But again, it's not feasible for all the SMEs. That's why we'll be kind of using AI, not for financial advice, but for signposting. So we integrate AI to the platform where obviously we use tools where the AI can tell you, this you spend this much money on just for coffee for the last couple of months, or
Yeah.
you
Oh,
spend this
tell
much
me about
money.
it. I am so bad at it.
Yeah. Then if AI feels like if money is sitting idle in your account, AI can tell you, oh, do you want to try this account where you can get more interest, start
Yeah.
saving more. So that's why we want to use the AI for good. And one thing I'll be concerned because ChatGPT and all the AI tools become popular, people are uploading their bank statements to ChatGPT. They don't realize the security risk behind it.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we want to make sure no one is compromising their financial data.
Data.
So
Yeah.
that's why we want to make sure people are using apps like us
Yes.
so that their data is secure as well,
Secure.
and they get an actual insights on their spending and saving habits. So
Yeah.
that also makes a difference. And you also mentioned there earlier, everyone have to put food on the table,
Yes.
and this is also kind of rewarding your good staff because
Yeah.
obviously staff also needs to work for the businesses, provide some value. But I think this is the best way to give the value back as well.
Yeah. It's like it's a type of product where the value you're giving is like every time I go and meet businesses, you know what, the owners or the entrepreneurs, they come to the bottom line. Tell me the bottom line, how much money I'm going to get, how much money am I going to make,
Yeah.
what is the profit ratio I'm going to have. Steve, this is my product, what does it look like? So you know what, human beings think that way. What is the bottom line, what is the incentive?
Yeah.
So if your product's incentive is this well-being product is going to make me save a lot, I think people are going to make sure that they'll actually engage with your product.
Yes.
So that is where, as I said, the employers are actually going. You are going to have the responsibility of educating the employers, and even the employee well-being officers. I was an employee. I was HR manager and employee welfare
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned
manager in
once.
Right
Yeah.
Bus, and the look, I went on the shop floor. I spoke to everybody, and they love to have a crack and a bit of laugh and joking around, because they work for 12 hours and they have to keep the shop floor quite happy.
Yeah.
So but everybody used to say the same. They used to say, I want more money. I want to say,
Yeah.
I want more money. But again, what your product can also do, according to me, is it can actually say, look, you have to save money. In order to save money, you've got to become intelligent in terms of your spending nature of it. That's where your AI prompting kind of feature within your app is
Because
going
we're
to
trying to change people's behavior.
yeah.
That's a very toughest part.
Making it efficient
Yeah.
behaviors in saying, where you can cut down and where you can actually save that part, because that is another thing. Now I can see a shift in people's spending culture. The psychology of money is changing now,
Yep.
especially in the West, because there was a safety net in terms of the government giving you the safety net, and that safety net is having a lot of holes in it now, because it's not like before. You can see it used to be 65 was the retiring age. Now it's 67.
Okay.
So some people think that it can actually move more than 67. Yeah. So yeah, in some,
Interesting.
I think in some countries it has more moved on, and I think some countries it's 70. I
Okay.
don't know. Don't quote me on it. But so what these type of changes are. It's a reflection of how the economy is doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are
But
all
how many
the,
people are prepared for this? That's a question.
see. I am also not prepared for it,
Yeah.
Sanil, because I can say,
Me neither. I wish that this tool was there for me.
yeah.
That's the initial idea about Prizebnk coming from, because I wish, as a manager, as a person, as someone who want to have a financial net, I wish this tool existed for me 3 years back.
You see, just by virtue of, like, I was speaking to my wife this morning, and she looked at me and went, Steve, you're going to talk about the financial well being of, come on, And she was like, she gives me a hard time sometimes, but you know what? I love it because there's a bit of challenge there, And she was like, yeah, you know what? It is it is a reflection of even me checking on myself, on our family finances and everything. And to be honest, just by virtue of thinking Prizebnk, which is not only helping you to save, but also it's trying to remind you of your behavior.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship you have with money, what kind of relationship you have with spending, and what kind of relationship do you have with savings. It itself is like kindergarten stuff, but it's the most important stuff.
Yeah.
Most important stuff. And every time your post comes up and you're actually putting on Facebook, it always reminding me.
Also, we're trying to gamify there, because every week we have prizes to win.
Yeah.
Then you'll be like, oh, who won this week?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So someone you already know, they're winning the prize. I'm like, okay. If you haven't started saving yet, when you see that, okay, I may win next week, so I better start saving today. So think about an organization of 100 people.
Yeah.
So that 100 people competing each other for like a better financial, resilience. So
Yeah.
that's the goal.
See, financial resilience is what people are thinking. See, being in Northern Ireland for the last 21 years, there is a saving culture, but it's in pockets. It's mostly in some of the rural areas, or even within the class system. There's working class, and then you have the middle class, and then you have the upper class. Then you have the ruling class, diplomatic class, and all these kind of classes. So there are. In some classes, there are pretty conservative people who still save, and they save rigorously, and they save it for buying a house or buying. But again, it's not a common behavior.
Yeah.
It's not like the behavior of the East. When you go think about our parts of the world,
Yeah.
a saving culture is like a lifeline. But here, savings have not yet become a lifeline, because there is a bit of a safety net.
Yeah.
But that safety net has it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So people are, especially housing market now, they reckon that it's going to get twice or maybe 3 or 4 times tougher for younger people to get on the housing market,
Yeah.
because of one small challenge. You know what that is?
You have
The
to,
down payment.
yeah, you have to build up the down payment.
Yeah. And this is where I was speaking to you about it. This, what you're doing can apply to even students, who are actually just thinking about how does it look like for me in 10 years' time.
And paying for uni for the students. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big part. Because as you mentioned, there are people who already saving. They're gonna save anyway. So this is more like people who never thought about saving.
That's
That's
a
where,
lot of people there in that space,
yes,
Sanil.
yeah, that's why we want to
Yeah, there's a
give them
lot
a
of people in that
chance.
space. Yes, see the people who have got the saving culture sort of space. They're not in majority. They're actually in pretty small in number.
Yeah,
Most of the people are, uh, you know, they want to spend, and also the spending nature is like this. Um, like I need to have a better car because I want to look good in front of all my mates, or I need to have a bigger house even though don't, you know. eh, So one one side is aspirational side,
yeah,
and another side is, um, am I actually putting into a lot of financial strain in order to actually live in a way where everybody is looking and going, but actually speaking, nobody bothers.
yeah,
So I have a Focus which is like 2009, gives me 50 to 53 miles to the gallon, diesel. It's got an engine, I can feel it.
yeah,
So maybe some of the climate people might say, but uh, uh, I understand certain sentiments around that. But again, as I said, uh, you have to make sure that you have to live within your means, and you have to be happy within it.
yeah.
And as the economy is getting really squashed in, because do you know the budget has been pulled down by.
You mentioned on the
Yes.
last meeting, yes,
Yes, I'm in the Economic Vision Forum for Northern
yeah,
Ireland, and 65% of the budget has been taken out.
yeah. And I
So,
also spoke to someone who closely worked with the Department of Economics, and they're also kind of, even in startup programs, they're also trying to cutting down some because the whole budget is
yeah,
trying
yeah.
trying to squeeze.
So I work. I
Yeah,
am one among the people who is actually talking about how does the economic vision of this country looks like in the next 5 to 10 years, with the Department for the Economy Minister,
yeah,
Economy Minister. So we meet every 3 months and we talk about how things are going and where is it going. So the minister actually sends checks with us. How is it going? So I would be like, it's very important. And most of the time, you know what that conversation is? It's money.
yes, of
It's
course,
budget is nothing but money,
it is.
so why is the squeeze coming? Well, what is happening, so again, there are few things that needs to come back into the scene. That is, the culture of production,
Yeah,
you know and all these kind of things will start bringing back, stimulate economic
no worries.
activity.
And just before I mention about what's our plan with
Hmm.
Prizebnk for this year, I would like you to briefly touch on
Yeah.
for this year what's EMEEN's role in influencing financial culture and supporting businesses or entrepreneurs.
Strangely, when you sent me that question, I thought, you know what, within the minority communities, especially the migrant community, oh my goodness, they're masters at saving. They're very good at saving. They are, maybe some of the cohort of international students, they come to, they come study, they enjoy and all
Yeah,
that. But not everybody has got that kind of luxury. They are good at saving. Maybe uh, uh, from a migrant's point of view, there is some things that the majority counterparts can look and learn, and say, you know what, there is some kind of, there is frugal living. You can live frugally and also live happily.
yeah,
And that's what we have done. As I said, our organization is not a big organization, financially anyway, with revenues. We have actually experienced like really low funds and stuff like that.
yeah,
But over a period of time, we have learned, to live frugally, run the organization frugally, and of course, we don't take any money from the government funds. Uh, that actually made us more agile and more think about more effectively running our organization. But not saying that it has left me with some of the I, I don't want to say this. There are times where I didn't even have a salary, but you're doing it because you love what you're doing,
yes.
So
The mission and vision
yeah,
keeps you working towards it. Obviously, even for Prizebnk at the minute, we are setting everything up, and building the MVP our own, kind
Yeah.
of bootstrapping.
Sanil, can
Then
I actually say something?
yeah,
If you don't go through the struggles of what it means uh, to run an organization, a business that is promoting financial well-being, and if you don't go through that struggle yourself, you will never actually be in touch with the people who are struggling. You have to go through that in
yes,
order to empathize and be in their shoes. And that's what most of the business entrepreneurs I see these days, they're trying to build a product
yeah,
away from the people who are supposed to buy it. And when they have a terrific product, they don't connect with the people who are supposed to buy it. So the problem is not the product.
yeah.
The problem is, can you connect with the person who is going to eventually buy it?
Yeah, who is your customer?
Yeah.
Who gonna buy your product?
Not
did you
not
ever
even who's your customer. It's knowing your customer.
yeah, did you ever speak with anyone?
Yeah,
So
knowing your customer is is the crucial point of having an effective business. It's the same thing. How will you know your customers? Is only through you going through that whole phase of
yes,
financial crunch, the need for the experience of financial crunch. And I'm sure you come from a different part of the world and you're a migrant here. You already have been through a lot of financial crunches,
yes.
and
Tell me about it.
yes,
Yeah,
and this business is born out of it.
yeah.
And when it was born out of it, you didn't even realize that it is part of other people's journey also.
Yes. That's thing again. As building a startup, you get a chance to work with lots of founders as well. Then you come across founders who spend months building a product, but never spoke to a single customer. Then you realize you built the wrong product. So that's a lesson I learned. With my initial idea. Then we decide, okay, we don't build anything until we speak to as much people possible.
Yeah.
Then you understand, because even for the Prizebnk features, we had like only saving feature to start with. Then we spoke to a lot of HR people, possible end users. We done user interviews, and then we realized, okay, these are the features we actually need. So I think so that's where you get a better understanding by talking to people, like talking to people who actually work with businesses,
Yeah.
and talking to the potential employers who are looking to deploy Prizebnk to their employees.
Yeah.
So that's why we also planning pilots in Q3. So Prizebnk pilot is more like
That's
giving,
exciting.
yeah. So we're giving chance to 10 companies to try the product for their employees. So what happening there? So their employees get access to the premium savings tool, gamified savings, AI insights, all the stuff. And for us, we'll have more data on, how this gonna push the engagement percentage, because currently it is only 8% and we're looking to get 40%. So that's a huge jump. So that's why we're planning for pilots as well. So rather than going into a wider market, we need to finalize, okay, we have these features in mind and how much of these features getting used by
Yeah.
the employees. So I think this product testing, speaking to these early adopters is the best way, I think, to test the market first, validating the concept before going out. And
Sanil, can I actually say something?
yeah,
Look, as I said, I've worked with a lot of businesses over the years now. And the most important thing I feel is, what is the bottom line?
yeah,
The bottom line is this for your product, especially, is that person who's using your well-being product, a financial well-being product, empowering them to save that extra bit of money?
yeah,
That is the bottom line. Because what is the best what is a validation quote that you can get? Think about it.
yes,
The best validation quote that you can get, according to me, after is, I was able to save 3 grand more than what I saved in 2025 because of Prizebnk.
yeah,
And the next one could be, I had 5,000 pounds extra because of Prizebnk that I could use it for my mother's funeral.
yeah,
So these are real bottom line validations, and I think your business can get it.
yeah,
But if you don't complicate too much.
Yeah.
Do not complicate it too much with a lot of minor features and
No.
everything, because ultimately, if your product was helping my employees to save that 3,000 pounds because you changed their behavior, spending behavior, savings behavior, and also nudge them with your AI, sort of coaching,
Features.
or
Yeah.
so sort of those features, and also get them to win it by gamifying
Yeah.
it. What can you like expect? That is what I would say. That's what excites me as a person who actually supports businesses.
Serious. Although we're selling this to the businesses in a model, but we do believe Prizebnk is B2B to C, because
Yeah,
success of the product is when the end users, that's the employees, getting an actual value out of it. Their success becomes success of Prizebnk, and
absolutely.
so that's what we're looking to achieve as well. That's why even before the pilots, we're also having a small group of 100 people using the product,
Mm.
even before the pilot. So as I said, we need to see how this affecting the end users, that's the employees. So we also have a wait list now to people to sign up for a beta testing,
Oh wow,
so that they
that's
can test
lovely.
the product and we can see how they getting used. And just before we wind up, and
Can I actually say you your product will definitely succeed if you believe in it,
yeah,
and
of
if you
course,
yes,
yeah, because
and
we have to believe in that
yes.
first.
See, the thing is, you have to believe in it and say, I am going to make my end users that much more financially better off,
Yes,
and and there is no other product, well-being product, which is doing that.
yes,
So if you are going to actually make, I believe that it can,
yeah,
because there is no other product out there.
yeah, because that's we want to be a proactive product. There are like products offering payday loans.
Mm.
If you think about it, actually putting people into debt again.
Yes. See, there is a there is a there is a school of thought there
Okay.
which says don't use your own money, use the money that is available out there, and for certain circumstances those type of external finance is important, for scaling or immediate ones and all that kind of thing. There's a school of thought which has got the benefits of it. I'm not against it, because I work with a lot of finance organizations which does great job in actually giving people their businesses and the people that immediate freedom they need. But on the other side, what if that can be sort of mitigated through your own savings, through your own kind of initiatives, where, as I said to you, the psychology of savings, the understanding of savings, all those kind of. I think you have a great way of even educating people through this prize bank,
Yeah.
and that is another piece which we discussed, which
It is
can be.
education is a big thing. That's why we want to gamify that financial education, because money is not something taught in school. So this is something, we
Yes.
have to teach
Sanil, you need to go
ourselves.
to all the schools now and talk to all the schools.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? See, that's again we spoke about it. Uh, you need to be the person who's known for. That is the guy who knows financial well-being. To he really knows about it. Savings, he really knows about it,
Yeah.
and he knows how to actually get there.
Yeah.
And that's what you as a founder has to be known for. And I think through your post and talking with you, you almost remind me of that kind of person,
Yes.
and that's what it has to
We're
be.
trying to get there, trying to do all this, because if I look back an year ago, I was a completely different person,
Mm.
because then you got this fire to build this. Then you're trying to do as much you can, having a full-time job. Then you're trying to build this. Then doing a podcast. Never in my life I thought I will do a podcast, but just to build this brand, just to get the message out to the world.
Yeah.
Now be sitting across this table and doing a podcast. So that's you trying to get this message out there, help
Yes.
as much people possible. And you know what? Uh, one third of the UK population don't have an emergency fund.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So
Especially in this kind of
yeah, that starts is
geopolitical
scary.
situation.
So our aim is to help as much people,
Yeah.
help as much employees to build their safety net. Then happy employees, happy workplace. We're trying to get there, and I do appreciate your time
Yeah.
coming down and sharing all those insights. And obviously, looking forward to work with you. A lot of stuff, we know there's a lot of
Yes,
stuff
we have
in
planned a few
plans,
things. Yeah.
but I do appreciate coming down, spending your time, sharing the insights and all the motivation as well. And what's your message to someone who's trying to build a startup? Obviously, I come across lots of founders, mostly international students who come into
Mhm.
Queens and Ulster, have an idea for startup. And what's your advice from your personal experience? What they have to be careful about, and if you were in their shoes, what do you will avoid or what you will do today?
Yeah. Uh, uh, See, for any entrepreneur, get to know your customers first.
Yep.
You can't build a product without getting to know your customer. So assumptions is not going to work. You know, and also be agile to change and pivot your approaches
Yes.
based on different demographies, different customer base, and believe in your product. Believe in your product, and yeah, sometimes uh, you have a great product, but you don't people don't know, the founders don't know their customers.
Okay.
Sometimes they know the customers, but they don't know where's the gap is. So it is a very, very important space that you needs to be, um, especially international students who have to come and get to know the local terrain, and yeah, and use. There's a lot of people who are ready to help. Like for example, Army Labs, Amy Jenkins, amazing. Like you couldn't have had the better person over here. I genuinely mean it because I worked with her in her previous role also, and she's always available. A great heart to help startup founders. Ask help. Help means just go and say, I need help.
She's brilliant
I
again.
just need, I need this and I need that. And you know what? 9 out of 10 times, they will know somebody, they'll know somebody who can help you, or they can help you also.
Is it work for me? Like I do ask people,
Yeah, you're very good at it. I must say.
if I reached out to you, then
And you
many.
asked me so many questions. And then the more you asked me the questions, I was going, this guy really wants to be a student of his business.
Yeah.
See, that's what the amount of questions you asked me. I went the two ways. People can get fed up of it, or
Yeah.
people will say they'll start respecting you because you really want to know.
Yeah.
You really want to know.
Ask for help. I do tell other friends as well. Just go and ask people. Then
Don't have the ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I frankly, okay, I don't know, but just can you help me? I do even on LinkedIn when I go to networking events, I do speak to people, and I think that's the big thing. And
I need to learn from you how to ask questions because I told you the first time I met, I love the way you ask questions, and I went, I need to learn the way you ask questions.
Thank you,
So
thank you, Steve.
curious.
And if someone wants to connect with you, is that LinkedIn is the best way?
Yeah, you can get in touch with me on
Yeah.
LinkedIn, or you can get in touch with me or my team on EMEEN website.
Cheers.
There is a place where they can share their expression of interest to be
No worries.
be a part of us. So yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
Thank you so much, Steve. And a couple of months, it was just a LinkedIn chat, and now we've done a podcast, and I believe there's a lot more to come.
Look, we're
So,
going to journey with you,
cheers.
and of course, we're going to journey with you alongside all the other organizations are journeying with you.
Cheers.
As they say, it takes a village to raise a child, and we are happy to be a part of EMEEN as part of your journey.
Cheers.
But we are also excited that other organizations are also part of your journey.
Okay.
And I would love to see Prizebnk, expanding and getting more companies taking your product and taking your well-being product and really seeing the value of it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, no worries, sir.